Hey guys, David both. Grass is trying to come in here. Ah, what a beautiful day. So we're just out walking and looking at the pretty trees. A lot of animal tracks and manure. Boy, that's some color right there. Red. Pretty. Look at all this pitch just dripping. This big old chunk up here. Pretty little white flowers. Tucker Carlson got canned, huh? Or I don't think he quit, but I have a different take on that whole thing. Everybody's gonna say Tucker Carlson's the hero now, but what if he's just playing the hero? What if it's just part of the plan, like we've been talking about, so that you think somebody in the media was getting away with telling us the truth? But of course the bad guys fired him, so now we're like, okay, we know what's wrong with the world. There's some bad people in the world, but there is some good people. Well, there is, don't get me wrong, I mean in power. I think they have more power and control than what they want us to believe, because if we thought they had absolute power at this point and there was nothing we could do, people might get out into the streets, if you know what I mean. But as long as, hey, don't worry, we got Tucker, Trump's coming in, we got Lake, what is her name, Katie Lake, and these are good people. Well, Katie, what's her name, Katie? Forgive me if it's not her name, I know it's Lake, up there in Arizona. She was in the media. And, you know, not that I think it's impossible for her to have been a good person and be in the media all that time. But let me give you an example. Tucker Carlson. I saw him in an interview, and it was a while back, and I'm gonna give a caveat to this here too as well. But some podcast or YouTube guy was interviewing Tucker, and started asking him some real questions about the deep state and different things that are controlling the world, and these Bavarians, and the control that certain elite ones have, and the rest of us have no control, have no power. And Tucker got real upset. He just said, I don't believe that. There's good government. There is good government, and there are good people in government, and I trust this, and I'm, you know, and I've heard him articulate this before, where he said that he believes in government. But now recently, I've heard him say that he believed in government all his life, and now he's starting to question it. So you say, well, okay, he was an ignorant fool most of his life, but he's waking up. Okay, well, that happens to all of us, so I'm willing to accept someone that's really woke up and really wants to help us. And especially if you're saying that this person is a genuine human being and he just didn't know, he was deceived, and now he's starting to wake up, then yeah, I would tend to like that person quite a bit, because I would think, well, he's waking up and, you know, they've done him wrong and now he's upset and he's going to fight back. And so can't wait to see what he does, you know. And that's a good thing. But what if he told the truth back then when he said, no, I believe in government. I'm part of government. And I'm part of the elite. And I don't believe that it's unfair, this world. And you know, there is no racism, you know, whatever. Oh, look at this. There is no inequity and injustice. It'll all work out. I believe in government, right? Go vote. What are you doing? I don't know if I can get down here. I can, but what if he just got that position to start with? Remember, he worked for Fox for years and years and stayed out in the sidelines, did a couple morning shows. Wasn't too big, but he had been promised the #1 time slot for a long, long time. But he had to wait till Bill O'Reilly left, and they finally fired Bill O'Reilly and gave him that position. He was faithful. He believed in the system, and it worked. He got his time slot. And then he got into position, and Fox News says, yep, you and your guys can take over and say whatever you want on Fox News. You know, even though we don't like it, you can have your own team. We're not going to look at your script. You can say bad things about Rupert Murdoch, about the elite. You can tell the world about all the barbarians and what they're doing. No, he never did that, did he? They make it too simplistic. They complain and they say, there's injustice and this is terrible and we've got to speak out. What are they doing to our country? Okay, but nobody does anything to fix it. And, you know, if Tucker really wanted to reveal the things that's going on, I guarantee he could reveal some stuff. Same with Glenn Beck. They don't really ever really reveal anything except what we already know. That there's some corruption. The Soros guys paying off everybody, but nobody does anything. Soros never goes to jail. He doesn't get indicted. Nobody looks into it. We haven't heard anything about Jeffrey Epstein. They're like, oh, we don't like Hillary. She's a bad girl. Okay, but are you going to literally show us, like, how about this whole thing about Biden and Hunter Biden? We've been hearing about once, I guess about once a week we hear another leak. Now we just found out that Hunter killed somebody in cold blood. You know, with a automatic pistol, you know, whatever. This is an example. I don't know that we heard that. But, you know, next week it's, yep, he was selling cocaine. He was in control of the cartel. Next week, oh yeah, Hunter Biden is a pedophile and we've got him on camera, you know, with 3 underage girls, and they were abused, and one of them we found hanging in a, you know, meat lot, whatever, you know. This is kind of stuff we hear about once a week and nothing ever gets done. The Republicans in Congress don't do anything, you know, because they're just bought and, you know, they keep getting voted in, right? But remember, the voting machines are RIGED. How about the fact that Fox News admitted that they lied about January 6th? Really? They didn't lie. It was RIGED. Now, why would they even tell us that and then tell us, nah, they're just liars. It wasn't really RIGED. The same people, the corrupt, evil people like Biden and Hunter that are controlling the Ukraine, and you know, Pelosi and Romney are the same ones that getting all the money from the oil businesses over there in the Ukraine. They run it. We had an impeachment twice. All that came up with is that the Congress is corrupt and evil and nobody did anything. and Tucker Carlson and a few others are allowed to go on TV under the jurisprudence of media outlets like Fox News, who say, yeah, oh man, it's corrupt. Woohoo, boy. Oh, Hunter did something else again. And next week, next day they come on with a big smile and they say, yep, it's corrupt. Boy, we ought to do something. But nothing ever happens. So then they come out and they hate Trump. Trump's the only one that says a few things that we think he's on our side because he's like standing up and he's against them. It's we against them. Okay, like I said, he didn't really do anything to help this country. I mean, he didn't even really say anything like expose the real things that supposedly Hillary did. The Vince Foster death, suicide, and the Brown guy that died in an airplane, and the things, you know, his brother that was running cocaine, and none of this. Trump knows all about this, I'm sure, but he didn't really say anything. He just kind of says a couple things that, like the email thing, that they let that out on purpose. That whole WikiLeaks was just a controlled leak. You don't think the government has complete control of everything? And if it was leaked, do you think any of the media would have rolled with that tape if they weren't allowed to? So you see, they roll with the tape and say, look at the WikiLeaks says that there's lots of corruption and we got proof, but there's nothing we can do. It's like rubbing it in your face, like a dog that poops on the rug and you go over there and you rub his nose in the poop. You know, do you think you're teaching that dog anything? He don't know what the heck you're doing. He thinks you're abusing him. Why are you rubbing my nose in poop? He doesn't understand the concept that carpet is expensive. Anyway, it's just a way for us to think, well, somebody's aware of the crimes. Somebody's aware of what's going on. And they'll do something about it. They know about it. Somebody will get pissed off. And look, they let it on TV. So they don't have complete control. There's some good guys in the media. There's got to be. Right? Because they let this stuff roll. I mean, come on, Fox News can't be that bad. Rupert's just a bad guy. Maybe he's just greedy. He's not really evil. He's not a Bavarian. What's a Bavarian? We don't know. We don't even know what Dave's talking about. Bavarians. What? Yeah, there's some rich people and they're bad. You know, they'll get what's coming to them someday. But hey, look. You know, we got, what, 6 months until the world is disappeared? Until all your rights are completely gone and we're starving in the streets and rioting? And earthquakes and pestilences are wiping out gabillions of the peoples of the world, and Chinese nationals are overrunning our country. Yeah, but don't worry about that, because hey, they hate Tucker Carlson, so therefore Tucker's got to be a good guy, right? All that time he was on Fox News, he was allowed to say whatever he wanted, but all he ever said was, hey, Congress is, you know, lying to you, and maybe this war in Ukraine's not so great. But just kind of, you know, don't worry about it. Just letting you guys know that, you know, sometimes there's a little corruption in the government. And, you know, I'm going to keep letting you guys know about some of it. But I ain't going to tell you the parts about, you know, who's the richest person in the world. The real person that runs. The guy over Bill Gates. That put him in power when he was just a kid. Remember IBM? Okay, they were working with the NAZIs. And Bill Gates' mom was on the board of directors, of the NAZI organization. It's just like Pfizer and all of them came from over there. That's why they're having these meetings of the WHO that runs the world. They got all the control. It's held in Geneva, Switzerland, Bavaria. And the Bavarian Illuminati started over there. That's why all the people in power over here are all Bavarians. Trump! You know, I mean, the guy running Newsmax, Schmidt. Are you kidding me? Schmidt? You got to be kidding me. Gutfeld? Gutfeld. You will obey. Oh, but he's a comedian. Oh, but they're all comedians, aren't they? Ha 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 ha. We're killing your babies and poisoning your air and your water. Ho, 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 ho. Remember George Carlin, another Bavarian? got right up on stage and looked you right in the eye and said, "You idiots, you're just stupid. Why do you even vote? Why don't you just go in a hole and die? Why don't you just give up? They have control over you. You're nothing and they're everything. And I'm just letting you know, bye. You're all going to die." And we're like, ha, 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 that's so funny. I love George Carlin. Oh, Tucker, he tells us the truth every week. Boy, we sure like hearing the truth. A little bit of the truth. I mean, we can't hear all the truth, of course. The real truth, we couldn't handle that, right? We had a movie that told us we can't handle the truth. So, that's what we believe is the movies. Yeah, so now they wanted to get rid of any kind of a really big broadcasting agency that might be for Trump, because they're getting ready to do whatever they're going to do. Either make Trump out to be the complete bad guy, right? Usually whenever they do it, it's so blatant. It's like, oh, Trump slept with a prostitute. We've got to kill him now. He's the most evil person in the world. But don't worry about George Soros, who's buying the senators and the congressmen and teaching this kind of insanity in our schools in kindergarten, right? From the Third Reich, the kindergarten. Hail to the hail to the hister, right? Yeah, we did it too. Hail to the chief. Remember that? What do you think it means, hail? Hister. It just means hail, just like hello. Halo on top of your head. Put salute. Salvation. Soul, the top of the head, the soul, the sun, the salt. The salivary glands, meaning the glands that allow the flow of the pure living elements that give us life. But yeah, 1948 they started WHO. Who? WHO. Who? WHO. Oh, the World Health Organization. That's who. 1948, right after World War II. Why? Because they brought them over here in Project Paperclip. They also started Hollywood up going real good by that time. And they started Hollywood before in World War I. They had to do this in 2 stages. But right after World War II, NASA. You thought I was going to say that, huh? NASA, CIA, and all this stuff. This is all the clandestine shadow government. And the people like Schmidt, they go off and start another media agency, and then they all shift over into that side, and you start believing them for a while. Well, hey, maybe there's a real good media organization over here. Good people, right? Military people that are involved in the industrial military complex. Oh, they got to be people you can trust, right? How'd they get to power? Well, they were just good people, minding their own business. They just snuck in there. Thank goodness. Must have been the Holy Spirit that did that. Got this guy in there, like Tucker, just went through the ranks, didn't say anything, kept his nose clean, right? But secretly, he was an agent of Jesus. Jesus is putting him into power. Because, of course, Jesus loves this worldly system that we live in. And he's behind all this politics and these lies at one table and counter lies at the other, and espionage and intrigue and buying people off and purchasing airtime to get one little truth to the people, and lawsuits. Oh yeah, that's all Jesus, right? Or wait a minute, did Jesus say don't be any part of this world? Did Jesus say, hey, run for emperor, and then maybe you'll win? No, he says the devil runs this world. Stay out of the world. Right? Keep your nose clean. Try to keep out of everybody else's business. Mind your own business. And tell people the good news. Jesus Christ's kingdom's coming, which is not going to be run by politics, by intrigue, by lies, by you know, we just suck it up. We just believe every stinking thing they say. They're making a move to get rid of Fox News. And they fired everybody. And now they got to all start over and go over to Newsmax. Or something. And this will ensure that people will get their popcorn, watch more television, make billions off a new news organization, get more news organizations so that there's, you know, plenty. Another road here. And because I mean, like, people don't even watch comedy anymore. It's better watching the news. It's funnier, right? If you don't lose your lunch, if it doesn't upset your stomach too much, you know, if you've got nerves of steel and you can sit there and listen to it, it certainly keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's like a suspense thriller. It's better than any, you know, movie. It's remember, they got us prepared for this for years with this reality TV, right? It wasn't really reality. It was all choreographed, of course. All choreographed. It was like the Kardashians, right? We'll take some crazy peasants. We'll pay them good money. And that way, all the poor peasants that don't have a voice will think that they got a voice now, because they got people on television that has money. Okay, but they're never given positions of power. They're given positions of influence so that they can cross-dress, and you'll think, oh, well, I guess we should cross-dress too, because our people they're up there cross-dressing, right? So it must be a good thing, since it's our people, right? They couldn't be bought off or paid. That's not our culture. Yeah, it must be our culture, because there they are. It's our skin color and everything else. They're up there doing the shenanigans right there on the television. So, hey, it's the end thing. Let's all do it now. And of course, the Kardashians, they're flashing the new world, you know, I mean, this whole, what's his name? Is that his name now? He's always, you know, speaking out. They're trying to make us think that he's brilliant, and he's warning people about mental health. You should go to the doctor and get some drugs, right? That's important. And just don't worry about it, because he's running for president, so he'll probably fix everything. And so we've got a voice out there, and everybody just says, hey, it's just democracy. This is a great world. I mean, we get more freedoms. We can have orgies in the streets. Nobody cares. Of course, that stupid deity and that Jesus thing, we got rid of that, right? This is freedom, liberty. But it's not real liberty. It's debauchery. It's the deception. And we're all believing it. You know, now we got people rooting for Tucker, an avowed materialist who was in on a con against America for years, pretending to be the good guy, but never really telling us anything or doing anything about it, just pacifying the masses. Look, I don't know, maybe he's innocent, maybe he's just an idiot, and we shouldn't even be talking about Tucker. I'm just saying, maybe we're the idiots. Tucker's just somebody. He doesn't know nothing. He was raised in the world. He believes in the world. He was raised this way. You can't blame him. He don't know any better. But what gets me is the people. It's like we're just like stupid little sheeple. can't believe how many people go on YouTube and come up with a new idea, and everybody's like, oh, thousands of people are watching this new idea. What is it? Up is down now. Oh, okay, well that makes sense, because they're always lying to us. So maybe up is really down and left is really right. Right? Maybe there are no limits. We could just go around killing each other. Why not? Right? There's too many people anyway. Let's get that one going. All right? Let's start saying, hey, why are you infringing on my rights to kill people? Isn't that my right? I can do what I want. I'm a sovereign. Well, wait a minute. What about my rights to live? Well, you have a right to live until I kill you. Right? Then I have the right to do what I want to do. Now, yeah, you got a right to try and defend yourself, but let's see if you can. Right? The night of the Well, they got movies about this. Is this what's coming next? Is this what's coming next? And as long as somebody that we like, you know, maybe some minority or a big movie star will get on there, and we've already had that happen. You know, they could get out there and on a stage in front of thousands and maybe millions of people. Once it gets on YouTube, it goes viral. We could have some famous person do a human ritual sacrifice and eat that, you know, cannibalistic sacrifice right on television. And we can show that to the children and do nothing about it and just celebrate it. Remember that pop singer? What's her name? What's her name? She was kind of big for a while. I haven't heard from her. I don't listen to the radio, so maybe she's still big. But it's like a kind of a blonde, dirty blonde, tall. Oh, what was her name? A one word thing, you know. They all get that one word name, like Prince, you know. I think it's not Shania Twain, but it's Keisha. That's it, Keisha or Kesha. She did a bloody murder on stage and ate the heart and stuff, and it was just blood all over her, and she was wallowing in it. I mean, well, Gaga lady, I wouldn't call her a lady, but she did that too. And then she had videos where she was taking a bath in human BLOO, you know. But that was fine, you know. What's next, guys? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Huh? It's too late now. But at least go and tell somebody. Stand up for the truth. At least in your own circle. Around your family and friends. Don't be shy about it. Share the good stuff. If you find somebody that's telling the truth, share that. The problem is a lot of you don't know the truth. You don't know what the truth is anymore. Your brain's gone, fried, because you got lured into watching the garbage. You know, you got lured into watching the garbage. And now you got enticed and you no longer can think straight. That video I did yesterday or day before, what's going to happen in May 25th, and that along with the Fed now that's supposed to happen in July, looks like we're done. We're going into the Great Tribulation. So prepare, and don't be trusting anybody like Tucker or Laura Ingraham. I mean, you know, some of these guys might actually be good people, but I don't think anybody's just all evil. Most of these people are being used. They don't know nothing. They don't know what they're doing. They're like spoiled, rotten children. They're not evil. They're just just trying to make $1. Just living it up, high on the hog, sowing their oats, throwing their cares into the wind. But they'll wake up when the fire gets too hot. They'll pull their hand out one day, even the very top. I heard that Anton LaVey on his deathbed said he was wrong, and said something like he'd been wrong, something about go with Jesus or something. I don't know, remember, but he kind of, I don't know if he repented or just was warning people or what. On his deathbed he kind of made a confession. That's not the way to go. Ain't the way to go. Guys, say hi, 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 hi. Okay, oops, sorry. All right, let's go back. Head him up, move him out. That dog right there will defend you. I had a neighbor come onto my property a couple times. He tried to bite her, or she tried to bite the neighbor, and I don't know what to do about that. She's never been taught that. It's just part of her nature. The other two won't do it. But she don't like strangers. She's a protector. So I figured, well, I guess that's the way nature, you know, made them, and they're protectors. That's what they do. I can't change that about her. She's a good watchdog. You know, and maybe I don't want to change that. I mean, she probably couldn't take too many people at once, but she thinks she can, huh? My daddy said hounds were no good. You're the best. That one there, I love her. She's such a sweetie pie. You don't mess with her either. She'll stand her ground. A little bit like her mama. Let's see all this poo-poo. What is that? Deer or something? Or rabbit, I don't know. I think it's deer. Deer poo-poo. Well, my daughter's coming out to help me. She wants to help her daddy build a cabin. So we're going to build it together. And that's going to be some beautiful memories for us. And her and her husband are going to come out. I told her, I said, well, you're not now here. You have to bring a tent. And she said, yeah. She wants to help her daddy and build a cabin. So I haven't started the cabin until she gets here. Because we talked about it, and I think we're going to build a dome. And it's something that she wanted to do, and I thought that would be cute. You build these little triangles and put them together and make a big dome. So that would be fun, and I want to enjoy that. I should film it. Some of, her visit, and I don't know how much, but I think we'll try to film most of it. So that ought to be good. About a week, I think she's coming. A week or two. I can't remember the date she's going to get here. Hello, little bird. There you are. Haha. Isn't that pretty? I was going the wrong way. I get lost out here. I don't know why. I end up getting turned around. I'm clear over on the other side of the canyon. I gotta head back this way. Well, I tasted that little flower petal, and it's weird. I didn't want to swallow it because it might make me more thirsty or something as I got a ways to walk. But it was a weird feeling. Like some kind of weird, like it had some kind of medicine in it or something. Look at this. Even that's pretty to me. This little guy, he's just hightailing it, isn't he? Get out of the way. Ooh. Oh, here he is. There he is. Just a hightailing it. He's trying to get across the road real fast because he knows there's danger on this road. Let him go. He's almost made it. There you go. You're safe now, buddy. Alright, so there's a A couple of old roads here. A little road this way, I guess. Kind of a four-way deal here, and according to the map, I need to go straight that way. So I'm going right through there to get back to where I live, which completely turns me around, because I would not have thought that that's completely the backwards of where I was going. I was thinking I was supposed to be going the other way. I get to talking, see, when I'm on this phone filming as I walk, and then I'm just concentrating on talking and stuff, and I just end up walking for about an hour and don't even realize I'm walking or which way I'm walking. It gets me turned around. But this is the way the map says, so that's the way we're going. Very beautiful pinions. Huh. They do look like firs, but they're not. Pinion trees. Right here, another pinion. There's so many of them. I think I saw these for like $25 a pound. These nuts. What are you doing, Maggie? What are you doing? You a mountain climber? Oh, I love this kind of country. It's a mountain climber. That one's a water dog and that one's a mountain climber. And the other one's a follower. They're all followers. They like going up these little... Every time I go to a little rock or a bluff, they like climbing up there and looking off. I don't know. Something they like doing, huh? 3 dogs, totally different. They're all from the same litter. And they're all different too. Personalities a little bit. And they're all the bestest of dogs you could have. And mine good, but it's hard to this one here, she's a little bit of a, what do you say, you got to tell her twice, sometimes 3 times. I think that's a man-made stack of rocks right there. Isn't it? Or is it not? I guess not. Natural. Like there's another little clump of rocks that's natural. It's natural, I think. That's the type of wall right there you'd find writing, except that these are sandstone and they wouldn't last very long. More than 100 years or so. They'd wear away probably. Almost looks like there's something in there. It's worn away. Little marks and things, but probably nothing. There's a little cave down in here. Holes going right through everywhere. Call this Monument City. That little bitty hole right there. It goes back in there too. A little bitty hole. Huh. We're almost back to my place. Just up the top of the hill, over the bluff. I don't know what that is. All right. We're back to that road. It goes past my house, my land. Grass is coming in pretty good. It's a pretty good sized ponderosa. Come on, Barry. Blueberry. Home sweet home. There's my big old ponderosa. Oh, yeah. Let's sit down and relax. Home sweet home. Oh, buddy. Got my stuff under this big tarp here, and all right, I'm gonna sit down here and get these boys and this one boy and these two girls something to drink, because it looks like they drank all their water before we left, because I'm sure they're thirsty. And I'm gonna drink me a cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna load this guy. We'll see you tomorrow. Lord bless you.